I'm Peter Upel. I'm one of the founding faculty, I guess that's what we're calling it now,
Founder.
of the center. And as a founding faculty, that means 200 years from now, people will wonder what I thought about whether we should have free healthcare on Mars or something like that. I don't know. And I'm just going to talk really quickly about what I think are several of the things that will give us an opportunity to have a unique place as a health policy center. And first is evidence generation. This is what a lot of university-based policy centers do. They generate evidence. I think we're going to do better than most at that, in part. And one of the first conversations I had with Mark was his vision about moving beyond claims data, which is a real common thing people use in health policy research, to bringing in clinical data. And we've got a lot of effort. You'll hear that with one of the work streams that follow. A lot of energy trying to get more robust data to inform policies. The second thing is we're going to try to take that evidence and we're going to try to move it in to real-world policy recommendations. And having an office in Washington, D.C., and having so much connection between people in both locations gives us a chance to do that. And in fact, these things can feed back on each other because people who are really connected to policymakers can help inform what kind of evidence we need to collect. And that evidence can then inform policies. And I think that kind of feedback loop will be very, very impressive. So those are two really important things. And the third thing is we're a university-wide center. And most universities that have policy centers, they're limited in where they are on campus, and we are going to be across the campus. And we have a lot of people involved from many parts already, but I'll give you an example. I had a meeting with the chair of psychology a few weeks ago talking about the opportunities that the Health Policy Center had for interacting with his department. I study decision making. There's a lot of psychology involved in that, and we already came up with a plan to try to recruit postdocs together who would be jointly both in psychology and in the center, and that when there's expansion of faculty, the thought that they can probably recruit someone to Duke, they might not be competitive at recruiting but now are more competitive because of a joint recruitment with Margolis Center that gives us a chance for someone who really wants to do real-world applications, say, of psychology. So that's one example. And so our goal is to not just be in the medical school or in the business school, but to be across the university. And in that way, we're going to really have an impact that a few other places will have. So those are really the three strengths: better evidence, connecting evidence better to policymakers, and a university-wide center. So with that, we're going to hear about some very strong work streams that we've already been working on the last 3 months here, or 6 months here. And I have to tell you, as a middle-aged man, I get very excited with any strong stream. So, Rob, why don't you tell us about work stream 1? Thank you.